Let's see. What's up, everybody? My name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got a great show in store for y'all, but I just messed that up really fast. I just realized. So let me run that back. Thank you guys. What's up, everybody? My name is Cherrell. I'm the host of Cherrell Friends, and this ain't a podcast. Thank y'all for joining me for our very first episode, Sex versus Intimacy. I'm so excited to have tonight's episode. I'm super nervous, but I think we got a great conversation. I got some great friends that have come on and that's going to talk about this with me. So make sure y'all get ready, okay? All my guests are joining. I see you guys joining. Hey. I see everybody's coming in. So let me get to your requests. I'm getting everybody. I got a few things. Okay, so I might be looking down a little bit, you guys, but we're doing something new. So I'm trying to make sure that everything is going smoothly and making sure that everybody's able to see. So if you're watching this, go ahead. I think I got everything open. So, all right, cool. Let's see. We got our guests coming in. I'm so excited to see y'all. Before we go any further, though, y'all know we got to give you something that we're grateful for. So I see y'all coming in the comment section. Make sure y'all drop something you're grateful for. Bear with us. I am doing something different for this episode, you guys. So it is it's getting weird. So let's see. Let me see something. Forget this. I'm gonna get everybody in here because I don't know what's happening right now. All right, so all right. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm so excited.
I'm pretty good. Good. I'm glad to be here.
All right, let's see. We getting in forgiveness. You grateful for forgiveness? I gotta work on forgiveness. What's up?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm so excited.
It's so ghetto in my background. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. All I needed was something that was quiet and that wasn't, like too much. I'm grateful for my network. Somebody said I'm grateful for forgiveness. I see y'all joining. We got one more person coming in. Let's get him in here. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Are y'all excited for tonight?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little nervous, too. I'm not going to lie.
You said what, Bruce? What you said, Bruce?
Can you not hear me?
You a little nervous? What you nervous for?
It must be delayed. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the first time on live. So.
What's up?
Hey,
what's the deal? How everybody doing?
What's going on?
I'm fine. How are y'all?
Nervous as heck.
Oh, first off, not everybody. First off, all right, before we get any further, we're going to get what y'all nervous about. Let me give y'all an intro again. My name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Cherrell Friends, y'all, and this ain't a podcast. I got some great friends joining me tonight to discuss sex, intimacy, and everything in between. And as you guys can hear, we are all very nervous about this conversation. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. But I'm going to kick it off because before we get any show started, we got to give something that we're grateful for. It's important that you keep your eyesight on what you have and not to focus on what you don't have. Attitude of gratitude is the best way to go. So I'm going to kick it off with something I'm grateful for, and I am grateful for tonight's episode. I don't know how it's going to go, but I think it's going to go really good. So somebody else can go next. So what they grateful for.
Ladies first.
Actually, I'm sorry.
I'm grateful for, I'm sorry, what you say, sure?
Give your name, what you do, and then give what you're grateful for. So everybody can get to the introduction of who we are.
Well, my name is India Gibbs, and I am a makeup artist. I am grateful for forgiveness because I used to hold grudges a lot. Like, a lot. But, yeah.
I'll go next. I'll go next. My name is Bruce. I work in marketing, and I am a podcast host. I haven't hosted since December, but it's called Dating Ain't Easy, and it'll be coming back soon. And I am grateful for this opportunity. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, guys. My name is Rod, relationship banker, realtor. I would say I'm thankful for progress. The ability just to wake up every day and just get better. No matter what you did the day before, the time you wake up the next day, it's time to do this shit all over again and just get better. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity.
I like it. All right, so you guys know the title of tonight's episode. Thank y'all for giving what y'all grateful for too. tonight's episode. I see everybody joining. I asked everybody that you joined. If you like this conversation, share this live with 3 friends you think that would love it. We talking about sex, intimacy, and everything in between, y'all. I'm excited.
Before we go though, am I delayed or is my sound good?
I think you sound good. I think everybody's a little delayed to each other.
Okay, all right, cool.
Because I think we also streaming. So shout out to Rob for thinking forward, because we also are streaming. So everybody on my Facebook is actually seeing this conversation as well. So I think that might be interfering with what we're doing right now. So,
okay.
Yeah, they're watching everywhere. You said what, Rob?
No, I said streaming always slows something down for sure.
Yeah, so everybody's a little delayed. But if you find yourself like missing out or something or blacking out, just feel free to exit out and I'll get you back in. Just send another request. So we're gonna be talking about sex and intimacy. What y'all think? I mean, well, first off, what's intimacy to y'all, or what's sex to y'all?
To me, intimacy is a connection. Like, it don't necessarily have to be physical. Intimacy is like you could connect with people intellectually, just like friends. You could be intimate with your friend. So it's like, intimacy is like so many things. It's not just physical, but I don't think a lot of people have experienced intimacy to begin with. Like, they have or they haven't. They haven't acknowledged it, because a lot of people just think having sex is like, oh, I love you if I have sex with you. You get what I'm saying? It's like, that don't mean he love you, girl.
No, I don't. It don't. Fellas, what is intimacy to y'all?
I say that. Oh, you got it, bro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother, please.
I think intimacy is like that's a little tough, but I think it requires vulnerability. I think it requires you being comfortable with somebody, and it builds something deeper than just what sex does. I think sex is like, I mean, anybody can have sex. It don't take much to have sex. It takes intimacy. It takes time to develop that. So I just think it's more work that goes into intimacy than sex does.
Definitely. I think intimacy with sex makes some bomb ass sex though.
Oh,
facts, though. I think you had intimacy sex, you got some fire ass sex.
Yeah.
That's how somebody go crazy, Chad.
That's how you start stalking niggas.
No,
I do not condone stalking people, by the way.
Neither.
Intimacy, it's like you said, it's a vulnerable space. It's where, you open somebody up to, everything that you got to offer, your mind, your body. It's like your sanctuary, it's where, everything that you find interesting, you allow them into your whole world, so.
I don't know, you froze for a second there, Rod. Bruce, you froze too.
Oh, we back?
Yeah, you back now.
Yeah, everybody haven't experienced intimacy, sex is just what it is, you get to it and you gone. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Okay, right. That's awesome sex is. But if you got a little intimacy to it, you there for a long time. I'm trying to be here forever. You do it right.
Okay.
So
I
don't think speaking from a man's perspective, I'm thinking for myself on all the times I've had sex, I don't think I've just came just to, busting up, to be honest. I don't think I did. It was more so I wanted that comfort. I was looking for that peace of mind, because I'm pretty sure everybody experienced that one time you've had sex and you're like, okay, this it? Well, no.
Right.
Like, see you later, got class. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's like the worst. That's the worst because it's like, what did we do? Like, it's like, have you ever been like that exact moment I felt with somebody? Like, I just wanted to shoot myself because it's like, that's so embarrassing. Like, it just felt like
it is. It's
you
so
giving yourself to somebody.
Giving
yourself to somebody that don't care. Like, I don't know.
It's my time, dog. This is one of them L's that you take silently to the grave. You don't tell nobody you even did nothing. You don't tell nobody about it. No, for real. Nobody. I'm
going to bed. I'm taking my ass to bed. Let me just.
Oh, me.
Hey, you hit the person, you hit it with the yarn. Say, shit, what you about to get into now?
Oh, me. That's the one. Shit, I'm about to go to the crib. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't telling nobody about this one. We got a comment that says, talk about love language and how that might make a difference in someone's idea of intimacy.
Hey, Manny.
Ooh, that's a good
I
point.
could take that one. I could take that one only
All
because I
right, go
believe
ahead,
in
take it,
love
bro.
languages. I think love languages are important. I mean, because you gotta when somebody is how they receive love is a certain way, that
Yeah.
definitely increases intimacy. We talk about quality time. That's a big one. I mean, when you spending time with somebody, depending on how they need that time spent with them, I think
Mhm.
that will increase the intimacy. Words of affirmation, all of those things. Honestly, I
Yeah.
mean, just think about however you like to be loved. If you get that from somebody, don't you feel closer to them? I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how it works.
That's
So I think
definitely
intimacy is built definitely if you love somebody in their love language.
No, I
yeah.
agree. I
I
agree big time.
agree.
I would like to
I
chime in
agree
on
with that.
that. A lot of the times what happens though is people try to love people with their love language instead of
Yeah,
I
their love
swear.
language that they need.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's where shit kind of get miscrewed. You know, you got to learn your person. Everybody's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody
I think
somebody said to me recently. I'm sorry. Oh,
no.
somebody said to me recently about it was like this is how I love people. This is how I show my love. And I'm like that's good, but if they don't receive it that way, I mean it's a lost
It's
cause. You
pointless.
ain't doing no good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that I saw this podcast. I was watching this podcast and he was like, I told my wife what I wanted for Christmas and she bought me a sweater. She got mad that I didn't fucking want the sweater for Christmas. And she knew what I wanted for Christmas. Why the fuck would you buy me a sweater? And I was like, that's the
right,
problem. A lot of times we give people what we want to give them and not what they ask for. And it's like you
Mhm.
can avoid a lot of shit if you just give people what they want, how they want it. And
Mhm.
I know it
yep,
sounds crazy, but it's like if you care about them, treat them how they want to be treated and give them what they want so you can minimize all the bullshit.
yep,
But I think that's
Exactly.
a lot of ego. That's a lot of pride. Like you don't know somebody better than they know themselves. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, people know what
Exactly.
they want.
We got another question.
Okay,
We
somebody
got
says, "Yep." It said, "What's your personal love languages and why you came to that realization?" I'll take that one. I first learned about love languages back in like 2015. I learned about love. I was actually on a date and a guy told me about a book he was reading, and I went and took the test like after the date or whatever. And so I learned that mine is first and foremost words of affirmation, quality time, and then physical touch is number 3. And I think that I want to say this when it comes to what your love languages are, I feel like they almost directly tie to things that you're good at. So I find it
Mhm.
I find it funny that I talk a lot, that I'm a good talker, that words of affirmation is actually how I determine, let's interpret love. So, but then y'all can go ahead and ask one.
Oh, I go. Number one for me is words of affirmation because it's like I have to be reassured. I don't know why. I guess it's because of trust issues in the past. So I mean, maybe that's an insecurity, but it's like I feel like I have to know, like we on the same page. Like I like to communicate.
Yeah,
I'm not really like
I'm
a
very
gift
vocal
person.
about
Like
stuff.
I'm not like a gift person. Like I give people gifts, but I don't. That's not how I show my love. Like you said about the sweater, I know a lot of people do that, and it's like I'm the type that'll look at you like you crazy if you bought me a gift. I just be irritated because it's not really meaningful. You know, it's like
yeah.
it's like you just gave me this to shut me up. Like give me this ring, shut me up. No, those are the main two for me.
okay.
For me, I took the quiz. That's how I figured out what mine was. So I did I found out it was quality time was the top one, and then acts of service was the second. And I just agree with those because I'm better in person. Like I just get along better with people in person. I'm a people person. Like I just like to be around my friends and family. So that works. And then
Me too.
acts of service is a little different though. It's more like especially in a relationship when I'm working on something. Maybe I'm planning a trip and you want to chime in and say, "Oh, maybe I'll look for the hotels while you're doing that." To me, that's a form of act of service, and it
Mm-hmm.
just works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I
I
like it.
love it.
I would say for me, I would first have to go with physical touch for me. And when I say that, I don't more so mean sexual, but more so just affection in itself. Like I come from a
Yeah.
family where, I didn't receive those hugs. I didn't receive kisses saying I love you. Like my grandma, my mama, they barely said I love you like growing up.
Mm.
And not that it ever hurted my feelings, but once I got older and I met a woman who was affectionate to me, it was like, woo, what is this shit? Like this shit is a
Yeah.
drug. Like whatever you just gave me, give me more of that. What you rubbing my
Like,
head? Thank
I
you.
love it.
That's a back rub. Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
it. So
I
I
like
think
that.
physical touch would be number one, and then I would have to secondly go with maybe acts of service. Um, just somebody, I love doing things for people. I'll say that. So if we can go out and just impact the world together, you know, and just for one another, I'm cool with that. And that could be anything, you know, coming home from, you know, running bath water, you know.
Right. I like that. I don't, we got a comment that said I'm just a nigga with a pack of Newport.
I'm sorry. That made me just so
What? Like, what? So Dang Dad said, do you all think someone can have multiple main love language? I think when you have like your top three, I feel like they're always close in numbers. I do.
Yeah, I think everybody enjoy a little bit of every one of those.
Yeah.
And it might be that you just need one more at that time than the other. You can have two
right.
And just need the other one more.
Yeah, because I would say like words of affirmation. I ain't gonna say I just never needed it, but it ain't so much what you say to me. You got to show me. It's what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so you telling me, you know, but then on the flip side of that, sometimes you can use that. You know, men love to feel appreciated. So listen, you tell me, if you show me, you tell me you appreciate me and acts of service is showing it, I'm going crazy. You know,
exactly.
I want to do more. You want to do, baby? All right, let me grab them too. Whatever you need.
So you saying you'll take the words of affirmation if it's accompanied by one of the other ones?
Yeah, I'll take it if it comes with service. You know, but you just telling me and just, you know, trying to assure me, I'm already assured. You know,
exactly. I get that.
Right.
So that's like my lease.
Where can I find the love language information? You can actually just look it up. You can Google love languages and it'll pop directly up for you. All you got to do is type that shit in Google and it's going to come right up. It's everywhere. Now it's kind of the thing. It's kind of like a trendy thing everybody's talking about, but you can easily find it. Just look it up and it'll be right there. So I really want to talk about how do you show your partner like intimacy, or how do you like, has anybody ever been like, I just want to be intimate right now? Not sex. Like, I just want you to come over and cuddle. Anybody ever do that?
I have.
Just have somebody like, I don't even want to. And it ain't got to be your boyfriend, though. Be like, I just want to come over. I just want you to cuddle. I just want to kick it with you. I just want to feel that comfort right now.
Yeah.
And you have, Bruce, what was that like for you?
I mean, I think that's normal, honestly, especially when you're dating somebody that you actually like and they actually like you. I mean, it's going to be times where y'all just lay up with each other.
Right.
Y'all watching TV or y'all watching a movie and y'all just laid up on each other or just touching people. The girl that I was dating, or still sort of kind of dating, we sometimes when we sitting on the couch and she'll just put her hand on my leg and vice versa. I mean, I'm not a physical touch person, but that worked because I liked her. It was the intimacy was already built, so that little bit of something did something for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like the thigh in the car. I like the hand on the thigh.
Oh, that's
me too.
Sure.
That's the one. That's how you be like, oh.
You gotta reach over. We gotta reach over and let her know that I'm still, I'm driving, but I gotta put my hand on you too.
Yes, I just like to know. That lets me know you're thinking about me or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you here?
Okay. Right? You be here in your car next to you. I love it. I'm here for this. Somebody said physical touch, acts of service. That's your love language, Rockstar Rooter. That's your love language. All right, so what I wanted to talk about how we live in such a. Okay, so I just want to let y'all know I might have frequent interruptions by my other co-hosts. Could you please copy spot, please? I'm so sorry. So we live in such a sex-driven society, and I see it all the time. A lot of people do not want sex. They just really want intimacy. You see it all the time. I just want you to cuddle. I feel like a lot of times when people are talking about that bond versus, they'll take a bond over a title, which I think kind of dumb. But whatever.
So
like they want intimacy.
A what?
A bond by a title.
Oh.
They be saying that, and I be like, all right, y'all gonna be the special friend in the obituary when they die, and I'm not coming.
You ain't even gonna be in the obituary, baby.
You know what's crazy though?
They don't know you.
I run with a bond with no title though.
What?
You know, because it's just about how you make me feel. You know, me telling you're my girlfriend, or my boo or whatever you want to be called, ain't gonna make you no more important. If I'm not proposed to make you my wife, that's when the transformation happens. So me calling you anything other than that ain't gonna make you no more important to me. I'm gonna show you how.
So it has to get there though.
I get that, but
it has to get there though. You're not saying that you'll be completely okay with that forever, right?
No, not for the long run. But I'm saying just in general, I think that goes along with those words of affirmation. That don't matter to me. It's more so, how do you make me feel? How do we get shit done? Because there's people walking around calling people different titles. And that shit just literally just the title. They don't even really care about that person for real.
I mean,
they
if we being real husband and wife is really the only titles that matter. I mean, legally for one. But even if you call somebody boyfriend and girlfriend, that's just some stuff we made up. I mean,
and truth be told,
do it really mean something?
Don't even matter because they're the wildest ones.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I feel like I did both. I had a situation where, you know, like a friends with benefits type of situation. Like we didn't call each other that, but it was that. Like, and when I would say like, I'm not feeling this. I feel like, you know, it's not given. And like he would be like trying to like, oh yeah, I like you, I love you, because we was dealing with each other for so long. But it's like that's just like when you get married. I mean, when you get engaged, it's like we gonna be engaged for the rest of our life, or we gonna get married. Like some people be so content with just nothing, and it's like. A piece of paper, if it don't mean nothing, if the piece of paper don't mean nothing, then why not get married? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it. It don't make sense to me. But I feel like people, it's like a lot of things that come with that when you do get married. People, it's like it hits you like I'm married. Like I feel like they have to come to realization like I'm married, I'm this, I can't do nothing no more. They be feeling like they in jail. That's why people have told me that they feel like that, and I'm like that's so weird to me. But it's like you can live with somebody.
I think I know why that is, because people don't really discuss what marriage is for them before they get married. They just quickly hop into it because it's what everybody else is doing, but they don't know what that other person's idea of marriage is.
Exactly.
And then they get into it and everything switch.
Yes.
And they don't know how to adjust to it. So
you know, I've definitely like a few situations like that where once they get married, things change. Like I only can speak because I have male friends where I've seen him do a complete 360. Now all of a sudden he walking around with his chest poked out, maybe saying, she can't do this, she can't do that, this and that. And the woman is looking confused like, damn, well, when did this start?
Right.
And I'm like, this woman had a life before she even met you. Just because you married this woman don't mean she got to change her whole way of life and let you control it. Like, work that way.
What?
Because that's the case why you want to be with her.
People married and trapping them like that, that sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that's not properly vetting somebody as well. I think that's another thing when it comes to people, when it comes to like marriages, a lot of, and just not even just marriages, relationships in general, people do not value that friendship, that dating stage, because it is truly for you to get to know that person. And I promise, I feel like if people would have dated 6 more months, a little longer, you would have got to know the person and realized you really didn't like that motherfucker.
But you know what?
Because you were so quick to hop into a relationship, things kind of change. You ain't get the time to really see what they was gonna be. Before how they was going to act.
And I don't know if it's the time frame so much, like how long you doing it, how long y'all dating, but I think that it's just how often y'all having them conversations. Because you could have a bunch of deep conversations that ask the right questions early on. Yep. So it don't necessarily have to be a year or 6 months or whatever. But if y'all having the conversations, the difficult conversations early, then you can vet somebody pretty quickly and feel comfortable enough to be with them.
But I think a lot of people be scared to have those conversations. And
they do be scared. They be scared. Yeah, they be
but
scared.
But you should, though. You should be okay with running them away.
Absolutely.
That ain't the person you want anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why for me, like when I'm going into dating, we're not going to the movies on the first date. We're not doing nothing.
Dumb.
I like one-on-one.
Yeah, gotta be somewhere we can talk.
Yeah, I like one-on-one, me on you. And my first line is gonna be, nothing is off the table. Ask me anything, whatever you want to know. Let's go for it. Yeah. And a lot of women be caught off guard by that because they're like, well, I don't know what to ask.
They never had nobody like that. That's
right.
They never. A lot of people are scared, and a lot of people really they don't even know themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't really even know themselves. So it's like it's hard to try to talk to people like how we having an open conversation. Like of course we still probably nervous or whatever, but it's like I can have open conversations with strangers and be able to like. You don't have to tell all of your business because there's a difference between telling your business and talking.
I just did a whole episode about that one, bro.
So it's like some people never even had real people or a person to come to them or a dude or female, anybody to come to them and be like, this is me, this is how I am, this is what I want. They don't know how to receive that because they never had. They used to people going to the movies, going out to eat, them acting like they don't want to eat at the table, all types of fake stuff,
Y'all ain't eat no dates? Y'all ain't eat no dates? Because I'm about to smash.
Okay.
You gotta eat on a date,
Who's spending money
food
for
is
fun?
required on dates.
You said what?
We don't do nothing else.
Food is required.
I promise.
Yeah.
Bro, that's weird. Y'all ain't. Oh, I did hear about that eating cute and stuff. That's crazy. I ain't know.
Like you can eat cute and still eat, baby. Like you better eat that food.
Hey, boo, grab a piece of that steak. Here, taste it.
Right?
The other thing though is that I think people aren't coming to the table letting people know what they want. Like if you want a relationship, you should say that from jump. If you if you're dating for marriage, you should say that from jump. But people, like you said earlier, are scared they're gonna run somebody away, so they keep those things aside. And they're like, "Well, I don't know what we doing." That's your fault. That's not.
Right.
I mean, that's nobody's fault but yours. You should have told that dude or that girl what it is you wanted from jump, and then there wouldn't be no blurred lines. So
I agree. Somebody said, "I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob."
No, I was saying just people being transparent, authentic is just rare. Yeah. It ain't that no more. You know, people don't know how to just be real for what they actually have, who you really are. Like that's rare, man. It's rare.
I'm. You know what? I think that I'm gonna comment on what you said. I'm gonna come back up for you, Rod. Then I'm gonna go to Rockstar's comment. Like I said, I think we all. I was just sitting here getting ready for the episode, and I was saying like, this whole generation has a fucking void that we're trying to fill, and we keep thinking it's sex that we want, and it ain't. And it's so clear that that's not what we want. We want the cuddle, and we want the hugs, we want the love, we want the very thing that we don't want to give, and we just, in the same breath, we still don't know how to give it. We know what we want, but we don't know how to give it in order to give. And then we too egotistical to be like, okay, I'll take the leap of faith first. I'll be vulnerable first, and I'll do it. Somebody got to give in for the other person to do it. That's just how it got to go. But nobody wants to do that, but everybody wants the same thing they're scared to give. And it's like, what we gonna do? We gonna stand here looking dumb at each other the whole time? Like somebody got.
That's what people do too.
It's fear. It's fear. And I think it came from somebody. Somebody told me. They said love hurts, and I said, nah, it's not love that hurts. It's trusting in somebody and expecting somebody to be something that you want them to be that hurts.
Exactly.
Yep.
Love don't hurt.
Exactly. Love feels good.
It feels amazing. So don't confuse the two. It's your expectation.
Yep. All right, so we got Rockstar saying, how do y'all feel about the poly life? I think different strokes for different folks. That is not something I'm interested in, and I ain't even gonna date nobody that's running through that alley because we ain't gonna even work.
Go ahead, go for it.
I'm sure I'm on that boat with Cherrell for sure.
I don't personally believe in it for myself, but I believe that love can come in all different forms. I mean, I actually think you can do whatever works for you. I think just because we agree with it or somebody else agrees with it don't mean that you should or should not do it. Like, you should do it if that's what you really want. And you can make intimacy work in that situation if you're serious about it.
I think a lot of time, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something, India, before I say something?
No, I'll go after you.
Okay. I think the thing is, especially when it comes to the poly lifestyle, the first thing that people think about is sex. That's the first thing. They're like, I can fuck two bitches. I was like, bro, this is more than that. Like, that's the problem you got with one bitch. How you gonna do it with two?
You can't even handle her.
You can't manage one, bro. What are you doing? You're about to lose again. You're about to lose with two women, and you already losing with one. This is not your playground. Stay on the porch. It's not for you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, basically, with the poly lifestyle, I understand why some people do it. They do it for financial reasons. It's crazy. I was following this guy. I have to find his page and send it to y'all, but he was getting a lot of backlash or whatever, and he would show his wife, both of his wives, and they would just be like pinning them against each other, like, and asking them different stuff. They would go live, like, it was a whole bunch of stuff, y'all. Like, I just can't see myself doing it because I feel like I would get jealous, and also I feel like, where you at? Like, at night, I can't be next to my man. You want to be in here in his room with her for these 2 nights? I can't do that. I might go crazy. I might try to stab y'all in your sleep. I'm sorry. And they don't even be doing it. They don't even be doing it for them. They do it for the man. Like, you look crazy. Like, girl, bye.
Yeah. That's what they be saying. I be hearing that a lot of times. I'm going to talk about something else, too. I know it's sex intimacy. But they always talk about it's more women than men, so black women going to have to start either dating outside your race or getting into poly lifestyles. I'm going to be a lonely-ass motherfucker before I ever be in the house with another bitch and a nigga because it's a shortage. Fuck out of here.
And it's not I don't feel like it's a shortage. I just feel like you said, like, society in our generation is like it's so much to our generation right now. Like, some guys think taking a girl on a date is too much. How? Like, when you're trying to get to know them. Then I'm like, I have male friends, brothers, and like I used to ask them, like, why don't y'all do something simple on the first date? Like, go to the river walk, go to the park. It's so many things you can do that could be intimate or fun, and that'll show you right there if this is the one. Because if she can't respect you, just y'all pulling up to the river walk, y'all probably got something to drink, y'all chilling, talking about real life. It's like, what else? It's like, if that's not good enough, then you're not a real person anyway. So it's like, why would I want to be around you? So it's like,
but it go back to what you said earlier, is that people don't know themselves. They don't even know what they want, so they just doing any and everything.
What they see,
and that's, to me, I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But in your process of doing whatever you want, you should still be trying to figure out who you are, and that may take time. You know what I'm saying? You may have to be in your 30s or whatever when you finally realize what it is you want, but date responsibly. Don't just be doing it and hurting people in the process trying to figure out who you are. That's messed up. But still, but date and let people know what you're doing. Like, I'm still trying to figure me out. I'm dating this early. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something happens between me and you, cool. If it don't, it don't. But be real with people. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I definitely think that's the difference where you can get intimacy and sex, is being honest. You can, I feel like you can definitely, there's a nice thick line between that, about you being honest about what you want, if it's just sex, or if it's like, you know what, sometimes I don't think a lot of people really want sex. I just want somebody to kick it with, chill with. Like, I see that all the time. You just want somebody to kick it with, chill with, hang out with, and it really is, you just wanted to build bond and intimacy and feel that comfort and companionship with somebody. And I feel like being honest can get you that. And it might get you really what you want if you honest.
Yeah,
you might get way more than sex, or you might get way more than a friend just by being honest. Like, that intimacy opens the doors, opens way more doors than sex will. Sex open all the bad doors. Because at the end of the day, you might got something, you might got a pregnancy. It's way worse things that open doors than with intimacy. Is that true? Somebody said you better say that, sis. Bree said I can't share my food with my husband. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. That's not even for me. I'm not even. Don't open your mouth. Don't fix it to say it to me. Because the minute you mention it, I feel like that's what you want deep down in your heart. And I can give it to you, baby. So we got to split, because we ain't going to never work. I'm not even wasting the time. Somebody said, I enjoy this conversation, different perspectives. I'm glad you do. That was the point of this. We ain't done, because we still got a whole bunch to talk about.
We still early, for real.
Okay. Yeah, this ain't done. Don't be saying like you trying to close the show out and shit. I don't like that.
I mean, even talking about
that conversation, that comment, I don't like that. So this is, I've been going back to us saying that our society is so sexually driven, and we really want intimacy. It's like, have y'all ever found yourselves saying like you want sex, but you really want intimacy? I feel like that's something that everybody at one point, like, dang, I really want this, but
yeah, I think I'm at that age now. Like, I can't even have sex without a connection with somebody. You know, like you want it, but it's like, if you get it and it don't turn out to being what you want, you still gonna be disappointed. You still gonna be craving something. So, I think that's a maturity thing too. Because I ain't gonna lie, you know, back when I was young and immature, like, sex alone was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mind that. But then as I got older, like, if I can't have a conversation, if I got to kick you out afterwards, or, you know, leave myself, then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be able to sit up with you and have a conversation with you, kick it with you, learn something about you. If I ain't doing none of that, then what's the point?
No, I agree a million, man. Like, just having that person that you just dwell in their energy, you know, where it's just like, when you come around and you know it's just about to be a peace of mind, where it's just like, whew, you know, it's been a long day.
It's really,
You know, and some days, you know, you don't even want to talk. You just want to just lay there. You ain't got to say nothing. Just let me just lay here. We can be quiet. And I enjoy you in that fashion. And I think a lot of times with our society being sex driven, we take that for granted. You know, you got somebody who you can converse with. You know, y'all enjoy each other's energy, and having sex too fast, boom, change the whole trajectory of everything. Now it's a whole nother ball game. Them same conversations ain't being had no more, because now you can't. Emotions is all out of whack. So that's another thing. You know, enjoy the journey, man. You know.
But I do.
You know.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it, bro.
I do want to say this though, because I don't ever want to beat up the people who are okay with not having a relationship and just having sex.
Yeah,
I think if that is what you want to do, just be honest with people. And let them know that's all you want. I mean, otherwise, I don't see an issue with it. I think everybody got their different, you know, lanes that they want to be in. So do what works for you, but just be real about it.
Yeah. And I think you got to be real with yourself first before you even try to be keeping a buck with her. No, be real with yourself about what you want first, because that's the problem. You all get out here telling yourself lies, and you try to tell somebody else lies, and then y'all get mad. They don't believe that bullshit. No, be honest with yourself first before you get out in the world trying to lie to somebody else and convince them. What do you really want? Okay? And I feel like if you can't be okay, because a lot of times we know that we want something, and we just can't come to peace with what we want. Like, I know I really want this, but I'm scared to do it. Or I don't know how to do it. Then you take the time, you figure that shit out. Accept what you want first before you try to convince me some bullshit. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know, you're in your mind like, damn, you know, I know this is a fucked up thought, but shit, they might fucked up as me. Shit. What I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right, we got some comments. Somebody said, okay, intimacy can lead to sex, but what is the timeline one should express both individually and both at the same time? All right, hold on. Intimacy can lead to sex, but what is the timeline one should express both? I think the moment that you want either of them, you should be able to express them. And
well,
I feel like you're
gonna have to repeat the question because I don't know what you're answering right now.
Okay, so the comment is, what is the timeline one should express both individually and both at the same time? Like, when should somebody say that they want intimacy and when should they say they want sex? I feel like whenever you want them. And I feel like you should say it like that. Have some class to it, a little tact with it, but say, you know, I don't really want to have sex right now. I just want to cuddle XYZ, or I don't really want to do that right now. I just want to have sex. I feel like being clear and direct is going to get you the best results.
Yeah.
Exactly. That you look
for. Body language don't lie. Energy
okay,
body
show the fuck down.
You going to know when you know what time it is.
And if you want to have sex, like, stop being scary. Like, if it's somebody you've been talking to, you should feel comfortable enough to be like, just go for it. Like, I hate females, well, men and women. Like, it's like, stop being scary. Like, show people you like them. I hate a dude that's like, it was a post I saw and it said, the niggas that, what did it say? The niggas that's in their feelings and talking and being vulnerable, that they winning on. Don't nobody want those tight, stingy ass. Yeah. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to kiss you. Like, boy, bye. All that nonchalant shit.
And when y'all wait, when they wait too late, like, dudes will come around sometimes, but they wait too late sometimes, man. Y'all gotta make it a habit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do that in your other relationships, so that way you're not struggling with it in your romantic relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's one of the most important.
Okay, go ahead. I wanted y'all to talk about that because I feel like y'all men and y'all are better at expressing, just like y'all. I feel like men understand better what it's like to not be able to express how you feel. So I wanted y'all to piggyback off of that. Like,
so for me personally, this is how I approach my dating life now. I'm upfront off the back. I'm gonna give you everything you want and more. You know, I found myself playing the mind game, which I was a hell of an athlete at. You know, and I was damn good. So you thinking I want, you know the shit how I go. You making me think I want you more than you want me. You know, this, that. And
like, please stop.
At a certain point, the shit can get uncomfortable, you know, and maturity set in. So I'm at this point now where I don't play around no more. I'm gonna give you what you need more. Now, what you do with it, that's on you. You fumble the bag, that's on you. But I'm gonna give you everything you want. I'm gonna let you know how I feel. I'm gonna give you gifts. I'm gonna do whatever it is that makes me feel comfortable. Because one thing about loving and liking somebody in life, anytime you're doing something that does not resonate with who you really are, that shit hurt. It hurts me not to be able to love and like people. It hurts me not to be able to give, not to be able to be myself. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. So
it's uncomfortable and it's sickening to a point because it's like another thing, you not being yourself because you don't really know. Like, and then like you said earlier, like how you said your mom and your family wasn't really affectionate. Like, a man that don't come from that, they don't know how to give that. So it's like you can't expect a person that tell you about their life. You can't expect them to just give their all. They don't even know how. It's like you gotta teach people how to love you. Some people may not want to do that, but it's like.
Yeah, but if you don't want to do it, be real.
So I would say this is my line now. This is how I carry my dating. It ain't nothing that I can give to you that I can't get back. Just that simple. Yep. Whether love, gifts, anything like that, take it all. Because if I got to get that to you up front to get you the hell out of my life a lot faster, cool. Because I'm gonna get that back times 10. Okay. I'm gonna be good, but are you gonna be good?
Exactly.
Straight up.
I think it's a suffocating feeling when you can't just be yourself and just love on somebody the way you want to. Like, it's suffocating. It's like I gotta hold back or I gotta be weird. And it's like I don't want to keep feeling uncomfortable with you when I can just be regular and be by myself.
This is how I know that this is how you should know that you not like being yourself around somebody. If the moment is over or moment you leave them and go out with your friends, you got to vent to your friends. if you couldn't have that same conversation or that same venting session with the person you was with, then you probably, you know, ain't in the right situation that you want to be in. That's the whole vulnerability that I'm talking about. If you can't be vulnerable with the person you dating, then it may not be as serious as you think it is.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
All right, we got a comment that somebody says there's also a huge difference in people. There is also a huge difference in people intimacy experiences compared to their sexual experience. If they can't mingle together, I believe we might have more outcomes of love and positive energy. If they can mingle together, I believe we might have more outcomes of love and positive energy. The Anthony Thompson, I think I might. Did y'all understand? I think I might have read that wrong.
I think I got you.
Yeah. So,
but it wasn't a question though, was it?
That was more so a statement. Him saying that people could mingle, love pretty much will have a better outcome. You know, because you'll get a chance to know a person. You know.
Yeah, and just it's okay to not mix with people. Like I feel like that's another thing when it comes, especially when it comes to like sex and intimacy. Like it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like some people just don't mix. We just don't mix well. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't mean, you know, we beef or nothing. It's like if we don't mix, we just don't mix. It doesn't mean we're not good individually though, because water and oil is some things. They can do some things by themselves, but they just don't mix, and that's okay. And people got to be okay with not mixing with everybody.
Yep.
Everybody ain't for everybody.
Okay. Somebody says, should intimacy and love happen together, or should they happen individually? And which comes first in your book? Oh, thank you for clearing that up. I apologize for misunderstanding you there, because you put, you know, exclamation points there like you was mad at me. Should intimacy and love happen together, or should they happen individually? There's no should. How they do, it's how they organically happen to me. But what do y'all think?
I'm kind of. It's just kind of whatever. I'm always gonna go back to energy. Energy and body language don't lie. It's gonna tell you everything you need to know. Run with it. But when they show you who they is or what it is, believe it. Just that simple.
Yeah. I feel like it come naturally. Like like you said, your energy. When you be around certain people, you could tell you feel comfortable enough to open up to them about anything. It's people that I open up to about my entire life in one day, 1 hour. You know, just talking, vibing, chilling, like off natural vibes. Like I feel like right now, when you're really in tune with yourself, you should be able to. I know it might sound weird, but you should be able to sit there and sit next to anybody and read the energy, read how they feel, body language, not even just body language. Like I could sit next to somebody feel like I know you don't like me. I know it's something that you might feel, even if I don't know that you don't like me. It's an energy that I don't like, so I'm not going to come around you because it's like that's not the energy that I want in my life. You know, so it's like.
I think if you're serious about like finding somebody to be with, the intimacy comes first. And don't get me wrong, like it may work differently for other people, but I think that if you put sex first, that intimacy may be a little bit harder to I don't know, to work out.
I agree.
Yeah. So intimacy should come first. I mean, the whole being vulnerable. First off, I don't even understand how you could, unless y'all, you know, fucking on the first link, I don't really see how sex could come before intimacy if you're serious about it. If y'all going on a date and y'all getting to know each other, that's a part of intimacy. I mean, it's a minor part, but it's still a part of intimacy. So if you're doing that, then intimacy is automatically going to start first. And then when you get that comfort, then of course the sex is going to follow after. But like you said earlier, Cherrell, is that if you put the intimacy first, the sex bomb as hell. So why miss out on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I also think you got to read. Go pee. I'm so sorry. You guys can finish it.
No, just piggyback what you said, Bruce, man. It's really important not to have sex too fast. You know, like, you know, that should change the game.
And like, it gives wrong impression sometimes.
You know, it's a game changer. Like I've literally watched, you know, you maybe have the most high level intimacy with a person, and then you have sex with them, and this shit is like it's like magic, bro. It's like. Whoa,
you be like, I love you.
Like,
it's easier to build on that. It's way easier to build on that. But to build on sex, I mean, sex ain't a firm foundation. That's not a foundation for real. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can have some incredible sex without intimacy, but it's probably gonna end up being only incredible sex, and that's gonna die out at some point because the intimacy
it's gonna die out so fast.
That's going to the highlight right there. I like that one. I know a good highlight right there. That one was it. That one was it. I think y'all made some really good points because I was still listening. I wanted to say that it also matters what you think intimacy is. A lot of people, that's the one thing that movies and music do. They romanticize a lot of love and romanticize sex, and not that it shouldn't be, but it almost gives unrealistic expectations, and that alters the way it really happens. And if you are not conscious of it, you can ruin something good because of how you think it's supposed to look. And that's why you have to really shape what you think intimacy is and take time to get to know yourself. What does it really look like for you? Because intimacy, like you said, Bruce, you said intimacy should come first and then you'll get some good ass sex. The thing is, you can go on a date with somebody, y'all can talk about whatever, but if y'all just feel comfortable around each other and y'all just have good chemistry and good connection, it's good conversation, it's flowing, that right there is the intimacy building, which at that point, by the end of the day, y'all probably already know y'all got some good sexual chemistry because y'all just meshed really well. So the intimacy had already been built up. And if you keep building it, everything grows with anticipation. It's bound to overflow and end up in some fire ass sex.
Because I think intimacy is an umbrella, and there's so many things underneath that umbrella.
Yes.
And sex just happens to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. I don't think you can put sex first and then put intimacy under that umbrella because it just doesn't work that way.
Definitely, yeah, it's backwards. We got some questions. Let me see. The problem is when men automatically assume that intimacy will eventually lead to sex. Yeah. When problem is when men automatically assume that intimacy will eventually lead to sex. I don't know.
So she's saying that's pretty
does all the way.
That's pretty common. She's saying that's like a lot of what goes on, which is true. Men think just because, maybe you're in an intimate setting or you enjoying a person, like, oh, we can have sex now. Like, hey,
or she gonna have sex because we go on a date.
Okay.
No.
We go on a date. I
don't even know if I would say that it's intimacy as much as I think that the minute a nigga take you out, they think you lead to sex. I don't even know if that's intimacy. I think the minute a man thinks he entertains you, like it's gonna be time. I'd have shot you a couple. I feel like it's any time they entertain you, they think it leads to sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not intimacy though, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I know guys that did that before.
A nigga entertain you, he think he getting sex out of it. He don't give a fuck if it's a couple text messages. He pulled them on you once. Y'all went out one time. Dog sent you your $15 for your lunch. He like, I'm getting some pussy after this.
Hey, told you before his grandma died, you gave him a hug. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice sit down.
I'm getting some pussy. Like, niggas think anytime they entertain a woman, it automatic any type of interaction leads to sex.
Yeah.
You got your number? He about to get some pussy tonight. Like, bitch, what?
It's like that's in their mind. That's a predator. That's what a predator is. Stop thinking just because you're doing something nice or you're doing something for a woman that you're gonna get something because you're not obligated. Just like, okay, so can we talk about the girl who got flued out? And remember that went viral. And how do y'all feel about that? About the girl who got flued out and the guy was like, you're not doing nothing with me, so I'm about to take your ass back to the airport. So he took her back to the airport. But everybody was like, she dumb, she dumb. To me, I feel like they both was dumb. You should have never thought that she was automatically doing anything with you. If you wanted that, you should have discussed that. Her, you should have had your own money to give it up.
Okay.
No, if they were intimate, which comes with communication, they would have been good.
Exactly.
I feel a little bit like she thought she had a sucker, and I feel like both people were willfully ignorant because you knew in the back of your mind, dog might want sex, and you didn't say anything. And I feel like he knew he wanted sex, and you knew she might not, so you didn't say anything. And so y'all both got there with these unrealistic expectations.
So let me ask you this then: should he have been? I guess they both could have communicated it, but it's a little more awkward to be like, yo, we fucking when you get here,
right? And
versus her saying, I'm coming out, but I have no plans on having sex with you.
I would have said that. Me personally,
who should have spoke up and said something, or both of them should have spoke up and
said something? I feel like they both should have.
I feel like he should have said something because you took the initiative to make the plans. You went all out for this. You found the flights, you booked the hotel, you went all out for this, and you had intentions and you had plans. You should have said something.
And you asked her.
She should have said something because I think she should have said something because, like,
yeah, I agree.
Why would I, in my mind, even think about flying you to wherever the hell if this ain't what we on? Like,
but I know a lot of people. I know a lot of guys that do stuff like that. So she could be used to the guys getting flued out.
The majority.
Wait, Bruce, you said she should have said something?
She should have said something.
She should
have.
I
think they both should have said something.
They both should have, but I'm saying she should have because it's a no. To me, that action of, like you said, buying a flight, planning everything, any human being is gonna think sex is coming with
Come on,
it.
we
I'm
grown,
sorry.
man. We
That's what I'm
grown.
saying. Like
That's true.
And so
But
she
like I said,
If you still, why you ain't say something?
But these dudes in 2022, they flying girls out. They buying them bags. They're not having sex with these dudes. So
That's
it's a
what I was
lot of
about to
girls
say.
that's used to that. She could be one of those girls that look good on the internet, and she, you know, like some dudes do that, y'all. Like I know a lot of people that do that, which is sad.
That's an overlay for the underplay.
I still say they both should have said something. That way it would have been no blurred lines. You know what I'm saying? He could have said something, and then she could have shut it down. He could have saved his money. So
I would have been like, I'm coming,
on
but I ain't
both
doing this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Something or sex ain't guaranteed. Something just so that way it's not nobody is lost at the end of the whole thing. But obviously it didn't work out that way, and she got stranded.
You said what?
What you about to get into now?
That was really the plan. All right, some comments. Somebody said, "No, I need the affection, attention, and feelings." Dudes always wait until it's too late to want to come in with that. They do. They always try to save face at the end of the moment. Somebody said, people need to stop confusing sexual moments with intimacy. I believe that's the emotional confusion. Is for the cause of a lot of confused relationships. Honesty and love language discussed first. I think you need to discuss whatever first.
You know what? Sex.
Whatever.
So
I don't give a
the
fuck.
thing about sex is sex definitely confuses emotions. And one thing my dad always preaches is the word emotion is exactly what it is. Emotion. Motion means always changing, constantly going. Mm-hmm. So once you mix sex in with that, you're constantly going to see different feelings. One day you might want to do it, one day you might not. One day you're mad, one day you're sad. And when you mix that in with trying to build that intimacy with somebody, you're all over the place, you know. You're out of control. You're outside of that box, you know.
And not only that, but I feel like, go ahead.
I think it's okay. Like, I feel like sometimes people do make the mistake of involving sex too soon. And I really want to encourage people that feel like they may have taken that step, that it's okay to you can go back. But you can only go back with somebody that understands the value of what y'all trying to do. Think that no things cannot be undone, but you can always move forward in the right direction. So maybe you have started having sex and it's like, this ain't what we want. We can both see that this is fucking up what we got. And I feel like if you can have that conversation and say, you know what, I like you, I want to continue this, but we can be honest that sex has really kind of fucked it up and y'all can move forward. If you can have that conversation, you might be able to save something really good. But you gotta,
That's rare, though.
It is.
That's rare. Cause
back no trade backs.
To get one person to go back on sex is hard enough, but get both people to agree to, like, we gonna stop having sex, that's
not stop. I mean, we can slow it down a little bit.
So
ain't no such thing as slowing it down. If you either go stop it or you gonna do it. It ain't no or we gonna cut back to once a week. Like, nah, like what?
It's back no trade backs. I'm telling you.
Nah.
Nope.
Having sex with somebody too soon is like, to me, it's like, now that I'm older, it's a disaster because some dudes like. From my personal experience, it was a guy that I was talking to from a long, we was talking for a minute, for like, I don't know, for a very long time. And I went over his house and, you know, we did whatever. And it was like, he asked my friend, like, why did she do that? Like, why did she have sex with me? And that was weird. And I'm thinking like, okay, but it was like, somebody can judge you off of that one moment and you could look like a hoe. You could look like crazy. You could look like a fool because it's like, girl, why you do that? But it's like in that moment, it's like I knew you, I already know you. You get what I'm saying? It's just that never. But you never know how people may look at you when you try to just rush into something. And not saying that that's what happened with us, but you know, and we end up talking like after that. Like I end up talking to him for a very long time. But it's a simple fact that it's like, to each his own. If you're gonna go out and have sex, like you said earlier, you just be safe. Let each other know what it is. And don't just be around here doing it and messing with everybody. Like, that's so nasty to me. I'm about to do it to her. I'm about to go do it to her. You ain't even watch it. Like, you just nasty. So it's like, it's a lot with that. But people judge you, you know, and it's like, as a woman, I feel like you got to be smarter because it's like, your body is everything. Like, I don't want to sound all holy, but your body is your temple. Like, you can't have anybody running through you and running on me. And men should feel like that too. You don't want to just have anybody sucking and licking on you, and then it's like you get something, anything can happen. Like, it's deeper than just, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot there. Not child. So it's like,
it's about monkeypox.
Okay, monkeypox. All types
any of that though.
I mean, even worst case, man, like, people draining your energy. I'm pretty sure people that have sex
Because
Afterward,
it's an energy. It's a
it's
sexual
like, I'm making them mad as hell, man. Like, bro, what the man? You don't even know what the fuck you mad at. You just mad. You mad and tired.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not gonna care. I've been seeing people say that. I've never experienced that.
I've
experienced that.
I've always felt good.
I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't either.
Hell no.
That's when you're dealing with
I
a
never
demon.
experienced that.
Next morning, I done woke up mad. I'm all irritated. I don't know why I'm irritated.
But that's why I don't believe in what's it called, soul ties. I don't think. I mean, I do believe energy can be transferred, but I also think that if you are like self-confident and know who you are, I think that getting on you is a little harder to do. And I'm not saying that that's always the case for me, but I just haven't. Maybe it's because I always checked energy before. No, I'm just saying, but I maybe it's just, you not knowing that person well enough and not knowing what energy they come with.
And I think that's what it was for me. Like you think like a lot of people put up facades. A lot of people are very fake. So it's like they try to act like it's this like you could be with a man, he's showing you, he's taking you out on dates, and then it's like next thing you know, you start being with him every day, and it's like he just flipped to another whole person, and he just the Joker, and he just crazy, and he beating on you. People do a
That's
lot.
What people
it's
get
crazy.
For playing house though. That's what you get for playing house.
Exactly.
That like there's I ain't gonna say I don't have no sympathy for people, but that's a problem. People just be going with the fucking flow. Pay attention. Like y'all doing this every day, and usually when people start doing shit like that, then y'all start catching feelings, and now it's all chaotic. When nobody's asking no questions, when nobody's understand it, y'all just doing shit.
Let me correct something.
You said what?
No, I just want to correct this comment. He said soul ties are real, and let me be clear. I do believe they're real. I just don't believe they come from sex only. I think you get soul ties from being around somebody too much, and like you said, their energy just rubs off on you. I don't think it has to be sex. So I do believe soul ties are real. I just don't believe sex is the only way that soul ties can happen.
No, absolutely. And like you said, it goes both ways. I've had time I woke up mad. I've had time I woke up really happy, and it's like, hey, good morning, everybody. Like, let's do this shit. Let's take on the world. So it goes both ways. So it just goes to that intimacy, knowing who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, and just running with it.
Yeah,
I agree. So I want to. I see some comments. Somebody said communication can save a nation. Absolutely could. You gotta learn how to communicate. People gotta be, it really, I feel like a lot of things that get in the way is just a lot of pride. People just do not want to let their pride go. They want to let their ego go. They're too big to say this. They too, it's too much of that. It's me. And you don't want to give shit, but you want everything in return. And that's just not the way the world works.
Just selfish.
That's not the way it works. Sometimes definitely real, a lot of people unaware of it. Vibe with new friend today, she kept saying how high my energy and vibrations are. I also think I'm gonna be one of these people. That shit's so overused. I'm also tired of that. I get it. Everybody got energy. I get it. You want to be around positive vibes. That shit's so overused. I swear to God, I'm tired. Like when niggas start using weird, I'm so tired of hearing fucking weird.
And that's not even what
toxic.
Yeah, it's toxic.
Toxic. That's the one. Sure. Narcissist. Yeah. Everybody's a narcissist.
Bro, oh my God.
They learn one word and then use it for everything.
But
I'm tired. Niggas learn one new word and run that bitch into the ground. Yeah. Pick another word.
I also think that people are harboring, because of social media, I think we are taking on other people's trauma as well.
I agree.
Say, oh, I got cheated on. You see all these posts about being cheated on. Now you got trust issues and you ain't never been cheated on before. You know
right?
What I'm
like what?
Like you worried about, like, dudes be talking about how, oh yeah, she probably got a bunch of dudes she entertaining, and that's never happened to you, but you seen it on social media and seeing other dudes getting played. Now you feeling
so
the
you
same
reposted
way.
it.
Yeah, so it's situations like that where we got trust issues because of what we seeing on our screens all the time, and not because of what we've actually experienced. And I just think that is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I think that's all. That's a little bit okay for women to do. Because women are just emotional people, so like y'all look for like emotions, so by the things y'all watch, things that it's likely for y'all to read something and feel this type of way. But the problem is when men do it, I feel like men got to learn how to control their emotions.
Because y'all more emotional
than us.
That's really the tea.
What?
Men more. Yeah,
I feel men are more emotional.
I would agree with that. Actually,
I agree.
Men are more
so
emotional.
like we were talking.
Let me say it like this.
What you say?
I think men are more emotional, but let me say it like this. I think it's that their emotions are more dangerous. When a man is
Yes.
upset, when a man is angry, that's way more dangerous than a woman being angry. Don't get me wrong, there are women who can do some crazy stuff too in those emotional times. But let's talk about how many women have died because a man got emotional about her not giving him her number or whatever the case may be. I think men are way more emotional, and I think it's way more dangerous than a woman being emotional.
I agree.
A woman can sit on your couch and cry. A dude will cry by himself and then go out and do some crazy stuff to you. So it's just.
But you know what's crazy though? It ain't always been that way. So I'm speaking from how standard it should be. Nowadays, men are more emotional than women, and that's the problem. Men don't know how to control their emotions instead of letting their emotions control them. You know, that's why I was saying in standard real life, it's okay if a woman do it, you know, but when men do it, you know, that's when, you know, shit get ugly. Like you said. I mean,
even hooping, like I go to the court and dudes would get upset about call, almost get to blows about something petty. Ain't nobody getting paid for this pickup game, bro.
Okay, you doing too much, boo.
So
Did somebody just kill? Hold on, did somebody
at a football game?
Hate to take it down power?
Make it all facts though. Yeah.
Did somebody just kill it? Not to make it a bad, you know, take it down. Somebody just shot a coach at a little kids game. Some men got to arguing about whatever it wasn't. Whatever it was never that fucking deep to kill a coach.
That's
at the kids game.
But you in that zone though. So like I had a situation maybe about a month ago. So I've been playing ball since I was like 7. So football is my life. That's my everything. So I'm balling with these guys, man. Me and this guy get to arguing, and football is my passion. Like when I'm playing football, my mind is free. I'm not worried about nothing. Like that's where my mind is at. So me and this guy get to fussing this and that. Long story short, me and this guy, I end up having to foul this guy. We get into a fight. Mind you, I'm grown. I'm mature. I haven't fought nobody in since fucking high school. And at that moment, I knew I had to let this game go because at the point where I'm not aware of my emotions, you know, on how this makes me feel, I got to go.
But you, that happened while you was playing the game. This man is in the stands watching his kid play the game.
He's probably passionate about how
but like you said, that's where men got to be able to control that. Your child is there. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't kill somebody in front of your child, or even if it wasn't your child, in front of children. Period. Because you can't handle your emotions. To me, that's a problem. I can see you being passionate while you're in the game. I can't see you being so passionate as a fan that you come onto the court or the field or whatever and kill somebody.
Oh no, I would never justify that. Yeah, I don't justify killing in no manner unless you actually protect yourself from being killed.
No, you were just making an example of, you know, the heat of the moment. So I get that too. Because, you know, you
passionate about something, you know, you're not even conscious of what's really going on. It's like,
that's
I'm
crazy.
here.
No. So I agree. I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna have to ride with Bruce on this. I think men are more emotional, and when y'all get emotional, it's a lot more dangerous.
Nowadays.
Then that's all that matters.
I'm about to say this is what we live in. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is what we live in.
But at the same time, though, we having this conversation still to try to change the dynamics of to get back to normality in a sense. Yeah. You know, from what's right. You know, we can talk about what it is, but at the same time, positive people like, you know, y'all and myself trying to make that change. So to make a change, you got to look at what's normal too.
That's real.
But I feel like a lot of women aren't always. I feel like you said, women are emotional, but I know, like me, I was never the overly emotional type of woman. You know, like maybe because of what I went through in life, or you know how I grew up. But it's like I was never the one to cry. Like I was never the one to cry in front of a guy. I was never the one to I showed my emotions, of course, but I just was never like overly emotional. Like I was like how a man would like not show his emotion. That's how I used to be. Like I used to hate when people see me cry. Like I don't know. I was just really psycho. But it's like it be like that though. Like when you go through stuff, like no, but for real, like when you go through stuff, it's hard. It's hard trying to be vulnerable in front of certain people. And then when they don't embrace you in the way that you need them to embrace you in, that's when you really be like, oh, I'm straight. I don't even want to ever show this side to you. You know, so.
I think Rockstar just made a really good comment. I'm gonna piggyback off of this. He said leading takes aggression and a lot of emotion. And so this is probably really left field, and I don't even know how related it is, but my mind went there. So I having a conversation with a friend about Kevin Samuels, and I don't really care for him. But my friend made a good point, and he was saying how women want these high quality men, and he was like, in order for a man to hit a certain level of status, to be a certain level of successful, you have to have a certain level of savagery. and that savagery pours over into your relationship.
Mm.
These type of men, especially when you talk about high quality men, you talk about CEOs, you gotta have no emotion to do certain things. You gotta be able to fire people, know that their lives are changing. You gotta be making decisions. You have to be able to stand on your own word. And a lot of to some people might be like, that's kind of barbaric. It's a little bit savagery. And it's like, you want these type of men, but you gotta know that savagery also pours over into other areas of their life. It's not just contained. And so when he said that, I was like, yeah, leading does take a certain level of aggression. You can't just be weak-minded and folded on everything. You got to be very firm and very disciplined. And so when you get those type of people, you got to know they ain't folded for nobody.
Okay, so I agree with what you're saying. I believe that it does take aggression and emotion. But I think as a man, if we're going to be leaders, we got to also have some self-control. And if you can't control your emotions, then you don't get no excuse for that. That's like blaming your zodiac sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you passionate about your work. You passionate about what you do and how hard you hustle to get where you at. Cool. But when you come home and your people, your family is there, you got to learn how to contain that and work on that. If you don't, then you don't get an excuse for that.
Right. Like they say, leave the other stuff. When you at work, leave all of that stuff there at home. You can come to work and be at work.
I agree with that, Bruce. You know, it's discipline, you know, and learning how to control those emotions. More so being a watcher of your emotions. My number one line, my friends, my family, everybody know. Business is business. Personal is personal. Personal ride is not business ride. On business, you know, I'm sorry. That's my line.
Right.
On me.
You know? But personal, you know, I can care a bit more. And I feel like when you love somebody, it's business and personal because I care on the business side, I care about your productivity and whatever you're trying to do. You know, but on the personal side, I care about you to know how you feel about what it is that we're doing. You know, so you got to really mix the two and just be in control and be aware and disciplined.
Like you said, and discipline, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, we got India froze. Yeah, man. So, no, you definitely on the money. So that's kind of where I was getting at, where the world is like upside down now. You know, where we know women at one point were more emotional and men were, you know, more, you know, aggressive and stern. Where now it's flipped, where men are just flipping out and tripping, and the women like, all right, gang, I'll get on you.
But I think part of that is because women believe in therapy. Women have their friends to vent to. You know what I'm saying? Men have not found that outlet yet. Not all men, at least. You know, some men have. I've been to therapy before. You know what I'm saying? I got friends who I could vent to, family I could vent to, but not every man has that. So I think until we get to the point where we start confiding into our friends and our family and actually going to therapy or actually talking to our pastors or whoever we got to talk to, like until that happens, I think it's going to continue going in the same direction it's going right now, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
I agree. Fun fact, if you watch this live, get you a therapist, man. I highly recommend it. I go to therapy. I go, you know, once every 2 weeks. It's very beneficial. You know, I know people say, I don't care. I ain't about to no stranger my business and that. The trick is get somebody who you feel compatible with, somebody who understands you, and run with it, because you got to get that out. You know, sometimes you'll find yourself talking about some things that, you know, you may not even thought that was under your subconscious. Go to therapy, man. It's really beneficial.
And
I want to say,
go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Ruth. I do want to say that don't jump down my throat about this. Until men start telling men it's okay to do it, it won't be done. Because a woman can tell you everything 10 times over. Your lady tell you, your mama tell you, until men start telling other men, hey, bro, it's cool to do this and make it okay and start creating those safe spaces, we're not going to see it.
Yeah, I agree.
Men have to let other men know. Men have to hold other men accountable because we can't do it. It just sounds like we nagging to y'all. It just sounds like some shit you done heard a bazillion times. It just sounds like we saying the same shit. Men have to tear down that narrative and rebuild it. Just like black women are rebuilding the idea that we ain't got to do it all. We ain't gotta be all of that. We can be soft life. We want to be more feminine. It was just like black women are tearing down that independent, strong black woman narrative and rebuilding a black, soft, feminine woman. Men gonna have to tear down that. Men can't cry.
This is, and I agree with that. I think the issue with that is men, we aren't wired the same as women are. So women can go to therapy from a complete stranger woman who is in a higher position, who got stuff going for himself, and they'll listen to that and actually go to therapy. A man has to know another man, and hear that from him in order for him to be like, all right. So it's got to be in your circle. Like I got to start with my circle. I can't try to branch out to some random dude to tell him to go to therapy, even though I could put that on here, and some people may listen, but I think the majority of us aren't going to do it until we see somebody close to us doing it.
I don't know, Bruce. You know, what's crazy is my circle of people that I hung around, nobody went to therapy. No bullcrap. I don't even know what made me go to therapy for real. You know, I'll swear, bro, that just really sparked a blank in my mind, but I don't know what made me go. You know, the guys that I do hang around, they are really wise individuals, you know, but not.
I mean, and I guess that's true for me too. I didn't get that from anybody. I don't have none of my friends I think that I know of are going to therapy and made me go. But I saw because I was close to my parents, or not my parents, my mom, and I saw her going to therapy. I think that's kind of what got me to go in that direction. But that's still somebody I know. Even if it don't necessarily have to be a man, it could be just somebody that you close with. And if that is a woman in your life, maybe that's a little bit easier than you doing it on your own. But some people gonna pick it up on their own. I think because it is becoming a trend now. I ain't gonna say a trend, but like a thing that everybody is doing. I think it is gonna become a little bit more common. But reaching the people who really need it is gonna still be hard. One, because therapy is expensive. Everybody ain't got the funds for that. And number two, because finding a therapist takes work. Like, you can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna go through the phone or the Google and find the closest person to me. No, like you said, there's got to be somebody who you can relate to, somebody who you feel comfortable with. And if you don't find that on the first or second try, some people just give up and be like, all right, therapy just ain't for me. But that's not the case. You gotta do a little bit of searching.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's crazy? And even circling that back to our topic, even if not a therapist, this is why it's so important to find somebody that you can be intimate with. Yeah. I'm one of the people like this. All right, don't jump down my throat if I'm wrong. But you have sex with somebody on me, you know what? I might be able to live with that. I ain't saying I'm still be with you, but it'll be okay. Again? But if I tell you something that was incompetence of myself, and you go and tell somebody else, I'm daring to want to knock your fucking head off. I'm telling you, one thing is law. We can go on the street, we can have an all-out brawl, a fight. But one thing I never do is take what you told me and put it back in the streets. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Period.
That's rule. That's like the ultimate no-no.
That and having something that you told somebody or told a woman in confidence, and they throw it back in your face.
Yeah,
that too.
Either way, those are things that just don't work for me. Yeah, you gotta. If I tell you something, I've been vulnerable with you. It took me a lot to get there, anyways. If you use this against me, or throw it in the street, or try to be an asshole because whatever happened between us didn't work out. Nah, that's evil. Deal. And it makes it hard for men to open up again once that's happened to them.
That hurts the worst. That hurts the worst. Hell yeah.
I'm just.
So yeah, just getting somebody who you can be intimate with. That getting things off your chest, man. That shit is important, man.
It is. It really is.
You know, things that are how does it go? Things that are suppressed eventually have to be expressed.
Yep.
You know,
I like that.
Implode or explode.
Yep. Straight up.
Yeah.
How long? So wait, do all of y'all go to therapy?
Yeah.
I've done therapy. I'm not currently in it right now, though, but I have definitely done it in the past.
I don't know where to start.
Oh, I can help you.
Please help me, Chuck, because I need it.
Recommendations are the best. If you got some friends that's in therapy, ask them who they go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's if you got somebody gives you a name and they actually like them, that's always a plus. It makes it easier for you. Now you ain't got to do that hard searching to find somebody yourself. Yeah.
Do y'all go to African American?
Absolutely. For me,
I do.
That's what it's always been.
So okay, I'll let you know. I went to a woman. I previously saw a white woman for a therapist. And we was going good. Like, you know, she like, I like to find, we all have things in common. Even if you're not my color, I'm like, maybe this might work. As pro-black as I am, I'm like, maybe this might work. And everything was going good. She like J. Cole. She like Kendrick. She like Love Country. We had a lot in common. Like, I was like, okay, I like you. And then one day I came to therapy with my scarf on. I had a blue scarf. And this was literally the moment I was like, I will never go to another white therapist. And I got on camera and I got a blue scarf on. She goes, I like your blue hair. And I said, bitch, you know damn well I had black hair. The last month, I swear to, after that, it was done. I can't go back to sis. I couldn't even go back to a good
you know this is not my hair.
This is why it's got to be people who's relatable. And I Black is the best way to be relatable. You can't experience the same thing we experience unless you are Black.
Absolutely. And I think I know a lot of people be like, every Black person, what they say, everybody ain't Black the same or whatever. But it's like, we ain't all the same. We have not all experienced the same things. But one thing we all experienced was being a nigga. Like that, we got that all in common. We all got that in common.
Yeah. And if you go somewhere else, you might be this and that, but they gonna look at and label you.
You
as
see
Black.
one of these? Y'all know if y'all work with an old Black person, a Black woman, and they be like, we hear y'all.
Yeah.
One of us.
We
okay?
Listen, we ain't even gotta discuss it. We got a little inner circle. You know what I'm saying? And there's like 5 of us at my company. And we got a little inner circle. We'll crack little jokes and all of that. But yeah, only we
think about the comfort you get when you walk into a room and all you see is one other one. And y'all kept eye contact.
Yeah.
Woo, we here. Yep. I'm good. Yep. All right.
Hey, you go sit right by them too.
Literally. In close proximity, you can see me, I can see you.
Yep.
We here. It is. It really is. Like, it's funny. Like, it really is like you get in a place and there's none of us, and you look around and you like, a nigga don't feel comfortable, baby. I feel a lot of place. And then you see one and you like, my nigga, you here. So that is a real thing, and I definitely think that overflows into finding a therapist. I recommend anybody to go see one. Especially if you have government funded insurance, you most likely have unlimited outpatient mental health services, which is telemedicine for therapy. And if anybody ever needs assistance, India, I'll definitely be happy to assist you. Anybody else ever needs assistance finding a therapist, Black or whatever else, I'll always be more than happy. My inboxes and my DMs are always open. You ain't got to give me too much info, but I will always help you. I got people in my inbox I done sent, links to. I done found Black men for other Black men and things like that. So I'm always down to help. I think it's super beneficial. I have friends that are therapists. And I really think that the minute we start opening up about the shit that we don't talk about and the shit that, we think we forgot or we got over, the better off we'll be. It makes you a better friend. It makes you a better spouse. It makes you a better parent. It makes you a better child. It makes you a lot more understanding of the shit your parents did and they went through.
Life is about, though. Like, life is about unlearning. You learned a lot of shit that probably had nothing to do with who you really wanted to be or who you really are.
Right.
Like, you got to forget your parents too on that. Like, my people be fucked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna give it to y'all straight.
Mine too.
But I don't take it personally, though. I just be like, they don't know what they didn't know.
Yeah.
And if you keep it frank, my parents learned from me now. The way I raised my kids is different than where I came from. Everything is different.
Just like the new kids, we learn from them. They way smarter than us. They way more advanced. They way more smarter because they see the technology is there. It wasn't because they used to call us the popcorn generation because we want everything fast. We do everything fast, which we do. But
Shiny, I'll definitely be able to help you.
Yes.
Help you. Just DM me.
Hey, circling back to the comment, India, right? So my dad, he say, man, cause my dad is in prison. He called home. He say, well, son, I hear that y'all young men out there, y'all ain't doing nothing to get the pussy nowadays. Y'all just get straight to it. He say, back in the day, man, we used to have to work for it. Maybe sing the song, maybe have to, even they act like they didn't want to give it up. All that. He say, nah, y'all just walk out the door and it's just there. Take this.
Just honestly, but it's true, and that's what's sad because it's like I don't like I've experienced that with guys. Like, they think you're supposed to just do anything. I'm not the type that's gonna do anything. Like, I am a very down to earth person, and it's like it don't really take a lot to get to know me, or but it's like I'm a lot to get to know. I'm a great person. You get what I'm saying? But it's like a dude will meet another girl that he met off Instagram, and he think you just gonna do anything because she did anything. I'm not gonna do anything. Like, what? I just be like, these people is crazy. Like, our generation is messed up.
Yeah, they want you to, and then it comes from trying to make people who they want them to be instead of who they actually are.
That's the one.
But I also think that, and I agree with you to an extent, that our generation is a little messed up. But I think that it's because we talk or we dwell on the negative in our generation way more than the positive. We got a lot of people doing great things.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
We got a lot of people doing great things, and I don't think it doesn't get enough.
Like us.
Yeah, exactly. It's 4 of us on this screen right now, so it's like we all trying, and I don't think we focus on the good as much as we focus on the bad. Just like that that girl getting flued out and getting, you know, all of that went viral. But you're not gonna have the same thing go viral if it's a dude, I don't know, taking care of his family and he got, I don't know, whatever the case may be. It's not the same. We don't celebrate positivity as much as we dwell on negativity.
Always sells.
Yeah, always.
I just said that to my mom too the other day. Like, we don't pay attention to people or pour into people who've been there, who really, like, a lot of people been there, but we don't pour into people who really need you to pour into them. Like, we pour into people who really don't even care, who don't care about you, don't care about your feelings, don't care about your business, don't support you. Like, why am I pouring everything into you? But these people that have been around for so long, it's like I'm giving them little to no attention. And it's not even done purposely. You know, it's like we have to do better.
And that's why I want to give a shout out to the Black women, you know, for y'all. You know, y'all do a really great job at complimenting each other, you know, building each other up, this and that. And as far as me and myself personally, I do the same for men. You know, I don't got no problem with complimenting another man, you know, because I know who I am. I know what I like. Hey, man, you looking smooth today, man. Hey, that's sharp, man. That cut fresh, my boy. Right. You know, so whatever it is, you know, you will be surprised how far a compliment can help somebody and impact somebody's life. It don't cost you nothing.
They don't. That's Black people got a lot of tension. Like, Black people, so granted, we got a damn good reason to be angry, but we can't stay angry. Right. And we are so angry. It's like, I hate saying this, but you go in the white community, how you doing? Even if it's a fucking smirk. Niggas do not smirk because they don't want a nigga thinking they soft. You ain't gonna rob me, nigga. You ain't gonna run up on me. Nigga.
I don't know.
And it's just like,
I don't know, because lately I've been seeing Black men out constantly, and the head nod is our signature thing. We do that. Like we do that all the time.
We do speak though. Like when I was in Ohio, they don't.
Where? I mean, here I feel like if I'm downtown and I'm seeing Black people,
you get the head nod or you under the breath. What's the deal?
If I'm walking, if I'm in the hood, niggas is not speaking to me, bro.
Yeah, like, but that's a different environment.
Well, for me,
though.
I feel like for me they do sometimes, but
I feel like, but it's like, how you doing?
I don't know. For me, the other men though, eye contact set the tone. I'm gonna look you right in your eyes. It's gonna tell me everything I need to know, and you gonna know what you're dealing with.
Me in my eyes, I'm speaking. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, fun fact though,
you look at me.
I size up every man that I come encounter with. Every man. I don't care where we at, what's going on.
You got to figure out whether or not you're going to have to scrap with them or not.
I size him up.
Why you got?
They crazy.
You never know, and it's not that I'm gonna fight them. But you know, I gotta know what I'm dealing with. So I'm gonna look in your eyes. I'm gonna check your energy so you can know I'm paying attention, and I'm gonna size you up so I can figure out, okay, if this go left, you know, even if it left, we can be at church. Though. But I'm gonna know.
Because people be trying it.
You know, I'm gonna know what I'm dealing with. You know,
not in church,
I ain't saying I'm grimming them. Sizing up can be as simple of a
exactly.
A looking up and down, checking the size, seeing what gestures and what you're dealing with. It ain't necessarily an angry thing. It's just more so a mental check note. Okay,
awareness.
I thought this go there.
Because I feel like if you live in the hood a little bit, you been around. You on the low. It's a subconscious thing that you do. You always checking it. Like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Just not even intentionally. It's just something.
No, exactly. You just gotta.
I feel you because I do the same thing.
But once you get the head nod or you get that under the breath, what's the deal? All right, we good, my boy.
Do you know we good? Yeah. We
all right, brody. I get on you, my boy.
After that, we solid after that.
It was in church for me.
I'm trying to.
That was for me in the Lord's house.
You never know, man. You never know.
My dad, the best house, dog.
No, for real. People do be doing all types of stuff. So
I just like to know what I'm dealing with. You know. You never know, especially in today's world. You know,
you really don't. Yeah,
I'm not sizing this man up so I can punch him or beat him up or nothing like that. But if I got to, though, just know I'm prepared.
I already saw it coming. I feel you. So I think y'all made a really good point, which is something I feel like I didn't say at the beginning of this episode. And then we ain't gonna go too much longer, but a big part of my conversations is that I like to be solution-based. I feel like a lot of times when Black men and Black women discuss everyday topics, it's very divisive, and it's a lot of back and forth. You did, I did, or your fault, my fault. And I feel like a lot of times we're not finding solutions to the problems.
Self-accountability. Self-accountability is the word.
That and then being able to take criticism.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's a lot of things. Both ends being able to be accountable for the actions, and then being able to take criticism from the other side. And I feel like there's a lot of those are things that are lacking in our in a lot of our conversations that we have. Like, I'm happy we're having conversations, but are we having productive conversations?
Right,
Other than that, niggas is just talking. And
Exactly.
so one thing that I can really say about this, that it was like, I feel like men do this, I feel like women do that, and I feel like it was very open. It wasn't a lot of men do this, niggas do that.
right.
It was very, I feel like, very even here.
Yeah.
And that's big for me. And so as we move this conversation forward, very solution based, like I said. And so solving this sexual problem that we have, like, what do y'all think are some things that we can do, because we are all operating amongst one another. We're dating Black men and Black women. So as far as the intimacy issue and, you know, being able to express that we want intimacy, what can we do about that? At least and I want the men to say, what do you think men can do better to better express how they want intimacy, and how do you think men in general, the good men, not the niggas at the bottom of the barrel niggas, okay, because we ain't talking about them niggas. We don't even date them niggas. Okay, we talk about the good men. How do y'all want women to express intimacy to y'all, or, you know, like that? Sorry, that was really long.
I'm gonna say that for me as a man, I like women to be straightforward. I think that's one thing that some women lack, and that's just because they are scared of rejection. They're scared of somebody not wanting them, or whatever the case may be. You gotta be okay with that. That is what it is. What it is. Like, everybody's not gonna like you, and if you're trying to be everybody's cup of tea, that's your problem. But I do think that for me, I think most men probably may feel this way, is that we just like being straightforward. If you want a relationship, come to the table saying that. Don't sit up here and say I'm going with the flow and then be mad at me because the flow didn't flow your way. You know what I'm saying?
I hate the word.
You gotta be straightforward about what it is you're expecting and what it is you want. And expectations is the mother of disappointment. So if you don't communicate those and it fails and don't go your way, that's on you. But I think men in general, we just gotta be able to also do the same. Speak up. Say how we feel. Say what we need. And if it don't work out for you and the old girl don't feel like making the changes that's necessary that works for you, it's okay to be selfish in dating and leave that person alone. You ain't got to stay around and take nothing from nobody. So as men, we got to be strong enough to let women go when they not fitting into what it is that we need from them.
Amen.
Bruce going in all the highlights.
Okay, because he said everything I want to say.
Going in all the highlights.
Check.
I would say for me, my number one, it's a wise quote that says, you can't change the world till you change yourself.
Amen.
So I'm going to start off with self-accountability. That's always will be number one. When something go wrong in my life, the first person I look at is me. You know, why did they do that? Why did I let them do that?
Mm-hmm.
So for men, it's more so looking at yourself, you know, what could I have done better? You know, how could I have led the situation better? Because I really believe as women are, you know, you guys are getting better and going to next levels. Y'all looking for a man to lead. You know, like you said, y'all don't want to carry all that baggage, you know, but men will have to start being leaders, you know. And a great leader was once a follower. And men will be okay to understand, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy, how did you do that? How did you get there?
Yeah.
I will say I do have men in my DM, things of that sort, who do reach out to me like, hey, Rod, I see you doing this and this. Hey, how you do that? And I'm honest with these men. You know, I never let these things go out. And I think that's men got to start find a man or somebody to trust, like Bruce said at one point, to be able to express these things. Because you hurt a man one time or you kill his confidence one time, it takes him forever to get out of that.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll take for men to build up other men. So though the population of men actually being men to be better. And I think it starts with us.
And then how do you think women can better express intimacy to you? I'm sorry, Bruce.
No, you got it.
What was the question?
I was about to say, you could say what you was about to say if you wanted to.
What was the question, Cherrell?
How do you think women can better express intimacy, or like that they want intimacy from men?
I would say, ladies, start making men wait. You know, don't just get a pussy up. I'm telling you right now, you get that man some pussy quick, your value going down, straight up.
Yes, that's fact.
And I'm it to you raw. So I don't care how fine you is, how good the pussy is. Mm-hmm. You give it to him fast, it's going to make that man work. I tell all my female friends this: men are like dogs. If you feed your dog steak every day, he's going to expect steak every day. Okay. You feed your man bologna, and then you give him a steak every blue moon. Now he happy because he got to give. But if you give everything up front,
I know that's right.
You asked out.
let me piggyback off of you. You said a lot of great things, but I got to
Y'all
piggyback
both
off of all of that. First thing was the self-reflection. I think as men, a lot of times we get hurt by women, and we dwell on it way too long, and we dwell on it because we worried about we too busy talking about what she did and how she hurt me and all this other stuff. Now we mad at every woman, and we gonna try to fix that by lashing out at other women. What we need to do, like you said, is reflect on what we did wrong, what we allowed to happen, what we can work on for the next situation. And I think I agree with that 100%. The other thing you said, damn, you said a lot.
You dropped some good ones.
Yeah, you did.
I appreciate it, guys.
What was the last thing you just said about the making men wait? I do think that if you're going to make them wait, and you said make men work for it, just make sure that you reciprocate that work. Because if a man is showing you that he is serious about you and he is trying to prove to you that, listen, I'm the one, I'm him, you know what I'm saying? Show him that he also is him. Take him on a date, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Give him a backer up, whatever it is, but reciprocate that energy. Don't be sitting there thinking that, I'm the prize and I don't have to do nothing in the meantime. You're supposed to be proving yourself to me. No, if he's proving himself, return that energy. It's very simple. And that's also a ego booster too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do even more because now you done showed me that you appreciate what I'm doing for you. So
said that in the very beginning. Telling the man I appreciate you and showing you appreciate him, it could be just a hug and a kiss on the cheek like you see in the movies. And it's like, oh, for me? That's the feeling. An appreciated there's no levels to what he will do.
Yeah. Y'all appreciate it. We human. We appreciate that junk too. Don't try to act like y'all the only ones that need love and affection. We need that too. And when we receive it, trust me, we appreciate that. So don't be holding back because you talking about something. Yeah, I gotta, I'm the prize. I ain't gotta do nothing right now. He gotta prove himself to me to make sure that he's serious about me. Like he's already proved that to you. You're gonna lose him waiting too long. So
exactly. But see, I feel like as women, like you just said, I agree with both of y'all just said. I feel like we have to know that men do want to be loved like we want to be loved. Like it's not all about you. It's not all about him buying you flowers. It's not all about, like, sometimes he won't give too. Make him a little basket, something cute, something thoughtful. Like it has to be reciprocated on both ends. And also wait, what was the original question? How can we make men
how can men better communicate? Well, men have to say, how can women better communicate they would like intimacy? So how can men better communicate that they would like intimacy to you? And then I'm not even gonna lie, bro. What was
so for me, I feel like
horrible. This was being a bad host.
Because I'm just still listening to what they were saying.
Rod, do you remember the first question?
What
I can't either. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think
so there you go. How can women better communicate that they want intimacy? Because everybody know how to say they want sex. Like however way you say it, you get it. So how can women better communicate that they want intimacy, and how can men better communicate to women that they would like intimacy?
So I agree with both of them as far as like hold yourself accountable. Like everything needs to be reciprocated. Like I said, on both ends. I feel like whatever you like, why won't you think the next person will like that as well? Like if you like gifts, accept whatever you like and whatever you like to do. I feel like as humans, we are the same. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I want you to be nice. You want me to be nice. I want you to take care of me. I'm gonna take care of you. Whatever you do, I'm gonna do times 100. Like, cause I feel like I'm a giver. So I feel like I show people stuff sometimes too much first offhand, and I should like calm down because it's like I come over your house and try to clean out your refrigerator. Like what? Like I'm your wife or something. Like what? And it's like sometimes you give a little bit too much. Like women need to stop giving so much. Like your body, attitude. Is there so much we do that's just too much? And it's like calm down. Like how do he know you need help if you too busy trying to say I'm independent? I do everything myself. I do this. I do that. I do that. I do that. So he gonna think, girl, you don't need help. You don't need to do nothing. You got everything. You got everything done yourself. I don't need to help you with nothing. And it's like. That's not telling him that you want to be more soft. That's not telling the man you want to be more soft and feminine and loved in this type of way when you're so aggressive and you're so mean and you so rude and you don't care about his feelings. Because I feel like I'm never like that. Like as much as I am aggressive, it's like I do care about people's feelings, So I try to show people that I do care about them through what I do. Like I probably like your mom probably had passed. I probably do something that's concerning or involving your mom or something. You get what I'm saying? Like to show you that I care about you. But it's like other people, some people don't know how to receive that. They might want a gift, a regular gift, or they might want this. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like we all got to do better. Like we all got to see like how you want to be treated is how the next person want to be treated. I think ultimately that's just what it is. Like we need to stop thinking like, oh, a man need to be treated like this, a woman need to be treated like this. Like no, we all need to just treat each other like how we want to be treated. Like know that we are the same. Know that this is what we need to do to get to the next level. And it's like as far as women, it's like we need to stop trying to like make men feel like they aren't nothing or they less of because maybe he don't got more money than your friend, his friend doing this for her, his girl or whatever, and he might not be able to do it for you. So it's like now you looking at him like you ain't got no money, you broke, you this, you that, or you looking at stuff on Instagram and you feel like he's supposed to do this. Yeah, it's like unrealistic. Yep. Like, stop trying to be so unrealistic. A lot of women in this generation are very unrealistic, and it's like they see their friends, boyfriends, and he a drug dealer. You think your boyfriend's supposed to pay for everybody else's dinner? He don't have to pay for nobody, sweetie.
But you know what?
What's that?
No, I was about to say like, but if that is how your relationship is ran, that's cool. But if it ain't, don't try to make it something it ain't. Like
exactly what everybody
ruin something good in the process.
Yeah. And that's my problem with a lot of people. It's like I know people personally who do that and who think that like, oh well. Like, it's nothing wrong with a man treating you and your friends at all. Like, because a man gonna do that. If that's his choice. It's like you can't make nobody do anything. Right. You have to pay for me, Cherrell, blah, 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 blah. No, he doesn't, sweetie. He doesn't have to do none of that. Yeah, but you see people on the internet, all these Instagram model girls doing all this, getting all these gifts. You think that's what you're supposed to get. Like, a man could still show you a lot of things. He could be showing you everything you want and be the person you want, but you're too busy looking at Instagram and looking at all of the Instagram celebrity girls thinking that that's how you're supposed to be. Of course, we all want the big things. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, he might not be able to give you the big things. Maybe this is his big thing, you know? So it's like, people just gotta stop. They just gotta be real. I think it's just being real. You know, it's being real with yourself and being real with what you want, and it's being truthful. It's like I can't do that. I don't wear that, and I don't like that, or I don't. You know, like, people just so fake to me, and it's like, be real.
I just want to piggyback off what you said, India. You know, earlier. You know, I think people gotta be willing to give. Don't ask for nothing you can't give back. You know, women can't be expecting and thinking that the power is between their legs, between their pussy, and niggas can't be expecting and thinking the power is with that paper because they run like that. Your only obligation is the best version of you. And if my therapist once said to me, he said, Rodney, if you had a cup of lemonade and you out here sharing this with 10 women, what you gonna have for yourself?
You be thirsty.
But if I have a cup of lemonade and India brings a cup of lemonade and we both got 2 full cups, we better off.
But see, this is why they say you not the prize, I'm not the prize. The relationship is the prize. There's too many people who be thinking that we gotta work. You gotta work for them. You gotta, do stuff to get them. Like, nah, we both are 2 individuals. You ain't that special. We all gotta die one day.
Your only obligation is to you. You know, 100 is better than 50-50. As long as you work the best you know, that's gonna shine on me. And as long as I'm working to be the best me, shit, it should be like a quiet competition of us being the best we can be for each other. You know, for ourselves first, and it's gonna shine onto each other, straight up.
I would say that in order to better communicate intimacy, women need to be honest about what they want. I think you said it earlier, Bruce. A lot of times women go into relationships, you know, saying they want this one thing, but really want something else, and then get mad when the flow don't flow their way. And I think that's a big thing for women. Y'all, we want mind readers. I'll be the first thing I had a nigga should be able to read my mind. I feel like women want mind readers, and it don't work that way. So I feel like before you go out and you try to convince somebody else to the bullshit, you need to be honest with yourself about what you want, and you need to be able to communicate that initially. And if that just don't work for that person, then it just don't work for them. And it's the same thing with intimacy. If you ain't trying to have sex, be bold enough to say that.
Exactly.
Be bold enough, that's not what I want right now. I just really like this. And if that ain't what they want, then that's cool. That's okay. Then that saves you the heartache of trying to build something, some playhouse or whatever, and it don't turn out the way you want it. I think in order for men to better communicate intimacy to women, I think honestly, we know y'all human and we know y'all got emotions, but men have mastered the art of lying about how they really feel. So I really feel like you got to take a little bit of leap. You got to give me a little bit of room. You got to give me a little bit of something that you wanted. A little bit of can't just hold. And I know I feel like everybody hates to tell somebody what they want. They just want somebody to give it to them or be able to read it. I feel like everybody wants that, but I feel like especially with me and y'all have mastered the art of being like, I'm good. I don't want this. I'm straight. And it's like, you really not though. You really want this. And it's like, yes, I should know you good enough, but maybe I don't know you good enough yet to be able to read that. So I need you to give me a little bit. I like it when you do this. Okay, you do that thing you do.
I just want to say,
you said what?
In a sense, be patient a little bit though with men, because a lot of these men don't even, like you said, don't even know what they want. A lot of niggas don't even know how they feel, you know. So it takes for a woman sometimes coming in, and that actually helps them discover how they really feel. You know, sometimes, of course, you want to know the difference, you know, and when to go and when not to. But that goes with knowing yourself and knowing how much you can.
Damn, I feel like you were dropping the gem.
Yeah.
Damn, your shit went out.
Can you hear me?
It's still going out. Dang.
Hear me?
What? Yeah.
You hear me now?
Go again.
Yeah, what I was saying is sometimes niggas don't be lying about, you know, how they feel. Niggas really just don't know how they feel. You know? So just be a bit patient. You know your limits though, on how much you can take, how much you can help. Because sometimes women can get so emotionally invested, and this man will take you on a hell of a roller coaster that you probably wouldn't even mentally going on.
Just said that.
You know, so just know your limits.
I want to just add one other thing. I don't know if this is off topic or not, but don't be so desperate for relationships that you'll settle for anything.
Oh my God, that's number one. Men or women.
I always like to relate or make a metaphor with jobs and relationships. And you're not going to go, if you want a job, you're looking for a new job, you're going to be picky about that new job. You're going to be like, it's got to have this, I got to have benefits, I got to have a certain pay, blah, blah, blah. So if you walk in there, you don't say nothing to the people about what it is that you're looking for, they can offer you some BS and you're going to take it because you just want a job. And it's just like a relationship. If you going on a date with somebody, you need to be upfront about what it is you're looking for. Run them away if they not who you looking for. You know what I'm saying? Let them be scared that, okay, I'm not fitting in the shoes that she looking for or he looking for. Let me go ahead and dip off. Let them go ahead and find somebody else. But if you're so desperate for it, you're going to end up not saying anything just because you want somebody. And then you're going to end up with just anybody and get mistreated. So
exactly,
be upfront with what it is you want and stand firm on that shit. Like, don't switch up just because you like somebody. Be firm about your boundaries, all of that.
Especially if you know they don't want what you want.
We only do this life shit one time. Yeah. Whatever it is you want, job, person, whatever it is, go for it. Go get that shit, man. Yeah. Don't settle for nothing.
Settling.
Yep.
You do this shit one time. That's it.
I can dig it. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I've had fun with you guys. Yeah. I feel like the audience has had fun with you guys. I enjoyed this conversation.
Me
too. For sure. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Of course, we're going to go around, and then I'll close it out. I need y'all to tell people where they can find y'all, any upcoming events, and you got to give something that you're grateful for. You got to go out the same way we came in.
I go. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, and my name is India Gibbs. On Instagram, it's @BluntDanae. That's a lot, but I am grateful for just this conversation for today because I was really nervous. I am still kind of nervous because I haven't really dealt with people in a long time. Like in the space with people I have, but it's like a lot of people have made me like not want to be around people and like nervous to be around people. Child. So it's like I'm really grateful for having this conversation today.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you enjoyed it, y'all.
Well,
my name. Oh, go ahead. You got it, boss.
You got it, my man. Rod. You can find me on Facebook at Rod Holmes. Instagram, of course, _Walking Success. No upcoming events, but my DMs are always open. I mean, as I expressed to y'all, you know, whatever you share with me, I don't care what goes on, whether I know you, that shit is law. It ain't going nowhere. Straight up. So I'm always here. Something I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for people like y'all and people who watching this that's open-minded and have the ability and the willingness to change. I'm thankful for that. The growth, if I'm thankful for anything. So there we go.
Amen.
Bruce. My name is Bruce. My Instagram is can't be changed. CANT_B. After that, it should just pop up. And then I got a podcast, Date Ain't Easy podcast. I haven't recorded since December, but I do plan on bringing it back. I got a lot of great old episodes. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and the Google platform as well. So go check that out. And I am grateful for the people in my life. I think I got some really great friends and family that have inspired me, that have pushed me, the ones who get on my nerves and the ones who don't. Like, I think I'm truly grateful for all of y'all. So yeah.
I can dig it. Well, my name is Cherrell, y'all. I'm the host of the show. I would say I'm grateful. Honestly, I'm grateful for tonight's conversation. This is something different than what I normally do. And so I'm really appreciative of tonight, everybody that joined, my friends that came in and enjoyed, helped me co-host this great episode. I really appreciate y'all taking the time out for being vulnerable, saying, and really just being you and saying how you feel. So I really appreciate y'all taking the time to come out, everybody that joined. And before I close it out, because I'll close it out what I'm grateful for. If you enjoyed this episode and you liked it and you'd like to see more, please hit the DMs. Please watch this video after, leave a comment, say I liked it. Let me know how you feel, give me feedback for this, because I need to know in order to know if I should do this again with you guys. And I am grateful for, honestly, I'm grateful for life. I feel like, I'm always grateful to wake up to do it again. If I fucked up yesterday, I'm grateful that God gives me an opportunity to wake up and do it again. So I pray to God He wake me up tomorrow so I can try to do better than I did today. I'm thankful for everybody joining. I appreciate y'all so much. I see India went ahead and exit out. That's all we got for tonight. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank our guests. I want to thank our viewers for joining us tonight. I will be back next Tuesday with Shanice Hill to talk about mentoring young girls. And as always, you guys, my name is Cherrell Carter. I'm the host of Cherrell and Friends, and this ain't a podcast. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Peace.
Have a good night.